5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, party people! Darren's got 30 years in the game, knows every technique and every tool. But when he talks, he goes so deep. You blink, it's been 10 minutes. He's got knowledge, that's a fact. But forgets we want the fast track. He's not ignoring, he just cares. Sometimes forgets who's even there. That's where Sean steps up. Cliff Notes master tech, savvy slick. Together they flow, detail dream team. No fluff, no BS, just a clean stream. Thanks for tuning in, we see your name. Whether first time viewer or back again, we're here to teach, to chill, to grow. No BS, just the stuff you want to know. Subscribe to Auto Fetish Detail and shine like a pro AZ. Like, share, subscribe, that's your crew. The stream's for car care and people like you. We keep it honest. We keep it.
Okay, party people, here we have on your screen is Shine Like a Pro AZ, which is Sean's channel on YouTube. So think of Sean's channel like this. He takes my long form content and he slices and dices and puts it through his magic machine and comes up with short form content. You can think of this like the Cliff Note version of my long form videos. He is streaming on that channel. And then there's me and my channel, Auto Fetish Detail. Most of the videos are what's considered long form, where I go into great detail. And here we are.
Yep, there we are. I just
So-
changed the scenes because I'm not dealing with other crap. But
Yeah,
we already have some people in the chat.
I see that. Quite a few. Well, Nightbot, Sean, first from Puerto Rico, Umberto. Hello, Parte People. Also, the first thumbs up given. Nightbot, you are in competition with Umberto.
I think he beat
Yes.
Umberto by a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I remember didn't you post a thumbnail this week kind of talking about what we were going to be talking about today?
I've been posting it multiple days a week. But yeah.
So, did you want to plug your new channel, Sean? While
I'll
we're
do
here?
I'll do it at the end. I don't. People are here for auto detailing, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'll do it at the very end.
Okay. Be that way.
Yeah.
So, what made you pull up this first screenshot?
Well, this is a perfect example of bright colors make people attracted to. So I wanted to bring in something. Adams is very well-known product, so I figured, not like you said, it's not like they make bad products. It's just an example of how colorful, shiny things make people. It draws people in.
Yeah, it's all about the visceral
Yeah.
reaction with people, the smells, the sights, the embellished misrepresentative labeling. Yeah, nice dancing at the Blue Oyster Bar. What it's Sean, and I know what
Yeah,
he's referencing your video on your other channel.
yeah. No, it was it
What
was on
there's some
it was on my channel, on my Shine Like a Pro AC channel.
well, no, your new channel, right?
No, I posted this one on this channel.
Oh, my bad. I know I
Sorry,
watched. Well, I tried to watch it.
it's really short. It's like 2 minutes long.
um, but the Blue Oyster Bar, that's kind of like some iconic scene from some movie.
Yeah, it's posted on the video, the Police Academy.
I didn't catch that part. I just know that I know it's from some movie. Police Academy. Yeah, man, that's so forever long ago. Probably
Yeah.
what, early 80s?
Well, there's 6 movies that came out in the
Six.
yeah, it came out early '80s all the way to the '90s, I believe.
Yeah.
Like here it is. I'll show it to you real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pull it up. I was just curious, seeing how Umberto
I don't mind pulling it up real quick.
he asked and I requested. So is that the deal? Umberto asked about what kind of video to make or what?
Yeah,
I'm
so
I'm reading
Umberto.
ahead.
Yeah, Umberto. So what happened was he joined. I think it was the other channel. Was it the other
Yeah.
channel or this channel? I don't remember. No, it was this channel. It was Shine Like a Pro. I was making a promotional live stream to promote my new channel,
Yeah.
and then he said,
Wow.
"Hey, you should make a video of Darren dancing at the Blue Oyster
So
Bar."
he literally said that the Blue Oyster Club,
Yeah, I already know
Darren
what
should
it
be
is.
dancing.
Yeah, I know what it is because I've seen the movie like a million times. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. Originally, I was just gonna do you dancing, like grab the background of the Blue Oyster Club or
Yeah.
bar, and just have you dance in the back, like attach you to the background, have you dance, right?
But instead you thought you'd have me being molested by the other homos in the
Well, I decided
bar.
to go a step further,
Yeah.
and I just put your face in one of the actors from the movie, and yeah, so I just thought that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, look who just popped in, Janet.
yes,
I think our only female of the group.
you want to read that or?
Yeah. Always watched your detailing videos, learned a lot. One thing that drives me nuts is trying to get the inside windshield perfect with no streaks. Clean microfiber rag, wet glass cleaner.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Well, unfortunately, my go-to, I mean, like I'll even go further back, Janet, which is windshields specifically are the worst.
Yeah.
Windows are notorious. They drive every detailer crazy. And you think, why is it windows have to be so darn difficult? Now, with that said, is I've never gotten a single complaint on Windows my entire career. Now, whether you believe that or not, I don't know what to say about that, but I haven't. The reason I'm telling you this is because I have agonized over Windows my entire career, literally. And I think, why does Windows have to be so hard? Why can there not be some miracle product, some miracle cloth that just works every single time? You don't have to overthink it. It just works. But there just isn't. Every window seems to be different. Every like haze that builds up inside Windows is different. And that is a factor, meaning a lot of people don't understand why windows get dirty. So you have the obvious stuff, which is, you've got people that touch them. You might have kids, you might have pets, so they touch them, and you think, yeah, I get that part. But what about just the general kind of haze that builds up in windows? And that's a byproduct of what's called outgassing. So all the materials that your car is made out of, all the plastics and vinyls and rubber and synthetic leather or real leather, the cloth, it doesn't matter. Every one of those materials is compounds of chemicals, and they emit what's called outgases. Stuff you can't see, you can't necessarily smell it, although you can because you get inside any car, there's going to be an odor to it. The only reason your nose is picking up an odor is because there's little particles that are floating around in the air. Those same particles will stick to the windows or attach to the windows. They actually attach to every part of the surface. It's just that windows represent a unique challenge because it's invisible, as in you can see through it. It's transparent from both directions. And so it's just agonizing. And so I've toyed with endless products, endless cloths, trying to figure out what the problem is. Now, windshields in particular are represent a unique challenge, and this is my opinion. I am of the opinion that they represent a unique challenge, well, for two specific reasons. One, they are safety glass, different than the other windows in the car. Yes, the other windows are, what's the high tempered glass? So when it shatters, it doesn't break into shards, it breaks into little pieces. But the windshield has extra layers that they use. In fact, it's really interesting. If you do a deep dive on YouTube and you look and you watch these videos, and they'll go to a manufacturing plant that makes windshields. It's very interesting. There's way more to it than you would suspect. So part of the problem is that there's actual films that you can't see on glass to either um, diminish its um, tendency to build up haze, to a safety component which will keep the glass intact during an accident. So yes, the glass will break and shatter as part of being tempered glass, but it stays intact and it stays connected. So it's just one big piece. And you can see this in films sometimes, they'll show it, or in real life accidents where the windshield is all shattered up and you literally have to stomp through it and it has to be removed as a single entity still. Anyhow, so and then you've got the logistics of a front windshield because it's at a slant. What's the word I'm looking for? What's that called? Not a slope, not a slant, a rake. It's at a rake. And so when as it meets the dashboard, you've got to reach up to it. It's awkward, it's annoying. So it represents a lot of obvious
No, I can
challenges.
answer a question really fast.
Go for it.
So I figure out that the best way to clean windows is the problem is also where you live. So before I get to that, when I was in Iowa and California, is the humidity or not humidity, but like the condensation or the windows get all fogged up from the inside.
Wait, what was that last sentence?
Okay, your windows because of the conditions, the weather conditions,
Yes.
your windows will get fogged up on the inside.
Yeah.
And I remember that was really hard to clean.
Yeah.
And so then I remember the best way to do it, the way I used to do it.
Well,
You,
just to step back for a moment, because when I hear that term fogged up,
mhm.
that only happens here in California when it gets really cold. And so in that moment, what you do is you turn on the defroster
Yeah, that was always
because,
work.
but that's a different, that's a
Well,
different conversation.
well,
Meaning that's,
I know, but I want to answer a question. So,
well, that's why I'm clarifying your terminology. So when you say fogged up, I think people might come to the wrong conclusion because when you say fogged up, like you can draw your finger in it, but it's temporary based on the inside of your car being so cold. So you turn on the, what I'm saying is you turn on the defroster and it's gone.
no,
We
not
want to
all.
deal with the problems that aren't gone.
It doesn't always like okay. An example: when I was in Iowa, I turned on the defroster. It didn't do anything. It didn't work. But anyways, that's probably a Midwest thing. So I remember when I fixed it, I clay barred it. So I clay barred the inside of the window,
Yeah.
and then I cleaned it with one of these glass cleaners that you see here, and it worked.
Yeah.
So I think because I think it's just so dirty. I think the other problem too, the misleading thing with these products on the right is that if the window's dirty and you put this crap on, it makes it worse.
Yes. And that's a valid point. So what I was going to tell Janet is that Tom Horvath of CSI, he introduced me to using one of his products as a glass cleaner, the Q7 detailer. And you and I have a few videos on this, Sean.
Yeah,
And I say you
yeah,
because you were detailing the car down the road from me.
yeah,
And I came down there, and the inside of his window looked like it had not been cleaned in probably a couple years. It
yeah.
was his
Challenger,
orange or red Dodge.
Challenger.
Thank you, Challenger.
Yeah,
And the back windows is another prime example because no one likes to crawl in the back seat, especially if it's a two door like his was.
yeah,
And that haze just accumulates. And the added problem with rear windows as opposed to any other window, like we're referring or discussing the front windshield, is the rear window has the defroster lines on it. And so it aggravates the rag even further
Yeah.
because it's harder to slide your rag across it because those lines act as a grab. And so windows just suck.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so he showed me that you can, and part of what he taught me made sense. And I always kind of suspected this is that as detailers or even car owners, we think that we want to strip everything possible off of a window in order to make it clean, which is true in a perfect world. The problem is when you do that, and that's where these products come in, is they'll default to ingredients like ammonia or
Yeah.
alcohols or those types of things, and they strip the window of everything. And what happens then is that your cloth refuses to slide across it because the glass is so dried out. There's no lubricant there, which seems kind of counterproductive because or counterintuitive, because if you think of glass being stripped of every possible chemical or residue, you would think that a cloth would slide smoothly across it, but yet it doesn't. So that's where he taught me that his detailer, you treat it kind of like a ceramic coating. You treat it with a detailer and then you remove it, and then you just follow up by cleaning the glass with distilled water. Now, you don't have to use distilled water. I always default to it because it's the purest water you're going to find. And it was just truly amazing because not only would it do a phenomenal job of cleaning off all the residue, but your cloth would actually slide along it. And the results were remarkable. The problem is you can't really get that product anymore. So then you got to default to one of these products, and they all claim that, they've got the magic serum formulated into the product that's going to work. But I don't know, having lived the world of detailing for decades, I can tell you that I will be on one customer's car and I think, okay, I finally have mastered the window cleaning technique. I'm using this product and this cloth. And then my very next customer, I'll go to their car and suddenly I'm having problems. And it's like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Is this a sick joke from the universe? So it's just, I'm of the opinion there is no single solution that will work in every situation. I'm of the opinion you literally have to figure out what's going to work on your car and based on your demands as the person inspecting it.
But wait a second before, because we can't talk about this all day. But what about
Who
she
says
just
we
started?
can't?
Well, I want to, because we're gonna get off subject of the product what we're gonna talk about originally. But anyways, what about just telling her, for Janet, how about you just clay bar where the inside the outside of the window?
Because I've tried clay barring it, and in fact, I've recommended that in some of my videos.
Yeah, it
Be,
works.
well, it can work,
Yeah.
but the clay bar isn't your final step with cleaning windows. Okay, you can clay bar a window, and to get the clay bar to slide, you're gonna have to spray something on
Yeah.
it, right?
Lubricant. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to clean that lubricant off, right?
Yeah.
So
Why?
it's still not your final step.
No, I never said that. I
I
said,
didn't say you're
yeah,
saying that.
yeah,
I'm just saying is that that's
yeah.
the problem is that final step. So you could, like, I recommend you use the magic eraser on the inside of a window, but that's still not going to be your final step.
No.
And so I've attempted all these strategies, and my point is that the final step, because you could clay it, you could put a magic eraser to it, and it's going to look basically clean 98%. It's like, I know it's that last 2% when you've got to use a final product and a final cloth to make it perfect that everything goes south. And you're like, what the F? Why can't I not get this window right? So one of the struggles too is that based on how you look at the window, you might be observing things that will mess with your brain. So you can have a window or a glass, whether it's windshield, side windows, doesn't matter, a window that looks perfectly clean from one angle, and then you move around and capture the sun at different angles or the glare, and it looks like there's like a greasy film on the window, and it just drives you crazy. So, but the window looks completely clean in most cases. So it's just, I don't know what to say. I don't care. I'm curious if there's anyone that going to go on record. I'm sure there is. I don't even know why I said that.
Well, how about we give her a short response, Janet? How about you just try? Have you tried cleaning your windows first with a?
I am not. I mean, I don't know, Sean. Not to shoot you down. I'm just saying is that I just am of the opinion that claying her window is not really going to prove. Because I would say that I would take your clay bar against my magic eraser any day of the year, and my magic eraser is going to produce better results consistently than a clay bar.
Okay,
The
well,
clay bar is really intended to shear off particles, like more or larger particles stuck to a hard surface.
right, but I'm just trying to give her a response, not just say you can try different products. So I want to give her like a solution. So what about trying the clay bar or the magic razor with a solution, and then as a final step, using one of these products? I know this like Rain-X. The first time I used Rain-X before I met you, Darren, it didn't work. Right? It just made
Yeah.
it like it was crappy. But then I'm talking about the exterior window, not the inside. So the exterior windshield, I
Well,
remember.
see, the problem with that comment, Sean, is that's only half the battle.
Well, I understand, but
You
I'm just
have to do the inside.
no, I know, but I'm talking about the way I did it. So what I did, the inside was okay. I did the outside. I clayed the outside. Then I used the Rain-X, and it came out awesome. Not only that, but it actually repelled the water. It actually worked. But Rain-X doesn't tell you that. That's what I was trying to get back to your original subject, which was how products are misleading.
Yeah,
They think that a lot of people think that if you buy Rain-X, like this glass cleaner one,
I've tried it.
yeah, you put it on with
I was
nothing
totally
else,
unimpressed.
yeah, and it doesn't work. So, but if you do it this way, the way I did it, it worked.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Every manufacturer, it's just called consumerism. And that's the goal of consumerism, is that we are, through advertising and marketing, we are convinced that we need to buy something that we, in most cases, don't need. And then you've got competition in the free market, and everyone's got to outdo, because there's limited supply of your money. So everyone's chasing your money. How are they going to do that? Well, they're going to do it through slick marketing, colorful packaging, embellished writing. And so they're going to pull at every emotional trigger that you have as an individual, a completely visceral experience: sight, sound, touch, smell, everything. Now, obviously, when you're looking at ads, you can't smell it, you can't touch it, so you can only see it and read it. And seeing it is part of reading it. So they're going to pull those emotional triggers through the way they word things, the way they structure it, the way they label it. Like invisible glass. Just look at that title, for example. I mean, that's, I would say, an award-winning label for a product, invisible glass. It's almost redundant. Like, glass should be invisible, right? Although you can still see it, it still causes a reflection. So it's not completely invisible, but we want it invisible. Therefore, we're not going to see smudges or film or haze or anything on it because it's invisible glass. Therefore, I want to buy that product because it will make my glass invisible. So right there in the label of the product itself is marketing at play.
And the other thing too, Darren, that I figured out over the years, obviously after I met you, is that like these products work well on brand new cars because they haven't really been exposed to the elements.
Aha.
Yeah, but
Go
then
on.
on older cars that have been obviously they haven't been maintained properly are
See,
impossible to
I
work this way.
would I would take issue with that on one thing, and that is specifically the front windshields.
Yeah,
I absolutely hated it when my customers got a new car.
yeah,
Okay, let me rewind that. I loved it when they got a new car because I got to work on their new car. What I
yeah.
hated is that the windshield itself on brand new cars, or when a customer got their windshield replaced, it was a brand new windshield. They always proved to be the most difficult problem because, and this is just my opinion, and I was just, this is my own theory, is that the glass had not been broken in, as
Oh,
in
yeah.
it had not been wiped ever or very limited. And so it seemed like any cloth I chose tended to grab and stick. And I'm referring to more the inside versus the outside, but even the outside of the glass, the exterior was still problematic on brand new cars. And to this day, I'm still of the same opinion. And that's where I started busting out the magic eraser to see if that somehow whatever the phenomenon was that was causing it to be more difficult because it's a brand new windshield. I thought, okay, that was my solution. Use the magic eraser, try to somehow remove something I can't even see so that my normal glass technique would prove effective.
Before we keep going, our comments are going crazy. Do you want to go through them real quick?
Sure. So
Okay, so
Umberto, I read that. Yes, all the normal stuff. There's a lot to deal with as a detailer. Yes, everything in your car is slowly degrading, breaking down over time, especially in hot climates. Yes, bingo. Hot, heat. Yes, they degrade and they outgas even more. Some windshields, like in the Kia vehicles, have even defrosting capability. Yes, very true. Hey guys, Mr. B. I don't know if Mr. B has been here. He
I think I
seems to
think
know Umberto, though.
I think he has been here once. I
Okay,
think.
well, welcome back, Mr. B. What's up, fellas? Hey, Mark. Thanks for tuning in at the beginning of the parade versus the end.
Yeah.
I got to fix my front windshield. My suction cup for my cell phone holder is melted from the Florida sun. It should be fun. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. Remember, Mark Claybar isn't your final. Remember, Mark Claybar isn't your finally step. I'm not sure what remember Mark means. Remember Mark Claybar.
Mark is the guy that you were just talking about, Mark Rizzo. Rizzo.
Oh,
I think you're just
yeah.
telling him that.
Depending on the type of film on the window, I have cleaned them with distilled water and distilled white vinegar, magic eraser, rinse less than 2 to 3 towels. Yeah, so I think what you're illustrating there, Umberto, is that every windshield's different and they can require an agonizing amount of effort just to get them cleaned properly. I kid you not. Even worse than paint correction, I've agonized over windows more than any other
Yeah.
um, um, task of detailing. It seems crazy because once again we're looking at glass that is transparent. You can see through it from both directions, and you're like, why is it so damn difficult?
Well, I remember Darren when I was detailing.
Yeah.
I use a clay bar and I use as my clean pro or
Okay, just to be a little more specific, when you say the clay bar, it sounds like you're referring to more the exterior of the windows
no
versus the interior.
and the interior. But
Okay, all right.
but
So you clarified that then.
yeah.
So go
So
on.
and I also my solution for the lubricant for the clay bar was
Yeah,
the I use this is what you told me at the time. I
yeah,
use distilled water and rubbing alcohol,
yeah.
and so I
That
use
used to be one of my go-to products.
right. So I used to use that and that on the interior and the exterior, and then on the exterior when I was done with it, then I would put the Rain-X crap on it. And then I never had a complaint from customers. In fact, customers would tell me like, "Wow, I don't know what you did to my windshield," but then when it rains out, water just like doesn't it just comes off the window. I don't have to use my
Yeah.
wipers. I said, "Cool."
You know, coincidentally, Tom, he developed his Auto Slick product. It's supposed to be his version of a spray ceramic coating. I love that product as a glass cleaner. The big like rude awakening though is that when I used it and he fell in love with it and I was talking to him about it, he says, "Oh yeah, by the way, don't use it on your front windshield." It's like,
Yeah.
what do you mean don't use it on my front windshield? Too late for one, but what do you mean? He goes, well, it just interferes with the wiper blades, and when it rains, the wiper blades refuse to swing across the window like it's supposed to. It's like, oh my gosh, Tom, are you kidding me? But the stuff really, in fact, I use it now in my house to clean all the mirrors in my home, and it's really, really effective. And I find it superior to pretty much any other window cleaner I've used. It allows the cloth to glide across it smoothly. I can finish it by flipping the cloth over, and get what I would call a streak-free residue finish, but yet I can't use it on the front windshield of my car. So honestly, when I do windows now, if I have no that I think works pretty much just as well as any other product, is literally just water. And it's more about the technique. So I will take a traditional microfiber cloth, and for me in my world, that usually means a Kirkland brand microfiber cloth. I will get it wet and I'll wring it out very tightly. Now I just wipe down the window, whether it's on the exterior or interior, and now the window is clean 99%. Then I just take a second microfiber cloth, which in my world means a waffle weave microfiber cloth. And now I just spritz the window with distilled water and I clean it like I would you as though it was any other glass cleaner. And I have pretty darn good results using something that basic. So there you go.
So you got Mark saying that McGuire's glass cleaner
The
is the worst.
worst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think there's a lot of worst out there when glass cleaners.
I can think of some that were pretty bad too.
Yeah.
So
No need to spray chemicals on the window, just damp tail and final. Yeah, we're on the same page, Umberto.
you got a new person
Yes,
right here.
new windows suck ass.
Darren, look, it's a new person.
Yeah. Salmon Rushdie. Now,
Or
I wonder if that's a
I think
play on words.
Rush Die.
Now I know, but
Okay.
because he combined the rush die, there's someone probably iconic as well as infamous, Salman Rushdie. Who am I thinking of? Might be a Nazi or not a Nazi? Might be a Soviet. Whom I can't think of. It's political, but I'm not I'm not certain that's what his moniker's about. Darren, I'm at the end of the day, 3 of my sugar fasts. I'm gonna get ripped. Well, check you out, dude. So day 3 of my sugar fast. That would suggest that you, up until 3 days ago, were consuming copious amounts of processed sugar, is my guess. I actually do not eat any processed sugar of any kind any longer. And I think I've been on this diet now because it's what I call a carnivore diet, or I should say that's what the industry calls it, is a carnivore diet. Now, I'm not 100% carnivore. I still will eat, like, for example, I'll eat organic salsas that I buy at not Trader Joe's, at Sprouts, and there's zero sugar added to them. And so it's only natural sugars that I eat, like in milk, because I drink a lot of milk. So that's lactose. I don't eat any fruit of any kind. Um, what's the other type of sugar? Hey, by the way, Mark, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called xylitol. It's a natural sugar, and it literally can be used as a sugar substitute. And how I first got introduced to this product had to do with your oral health. Apparently, xylitol, I think it's a 6-chain chemical, as opposed to a 4 or 5-chain molecular chemical or molecular structure like traditional sugars. And what that means, or what that translates into, is that it it doesn't allow the normal bacteria to grow in your mouth. And so it's actually good for your oral hygiene, but it literally tastes and looks just like regular sugar. And so I use that. It's actually harvested from birch wood. It's really bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. And it tastes exactly like sugar. So I don't know if you've heard of it, but if you want to supplement with it, you could do that. Like, I'm personally not addicted to sugar, like artificial sugar or processed sugars any longer. But most of my life I was, in the form of synthetic sugars like saccharin or aspartame. I don't know what it's called. Do you know what it's called, Sean? Aspartame,
I don't follow any of your
aspartame.
stuff. I don't follow any of your stuff.
All right. Anyhow,
Moving on.
so good for you, Mark. Yeah, Sean, you were into it, by the way. Like, what happened to that? You fell off the wagon. Remember when
No,
you were telling me you were
I,
gonna do
I,
a transformation and
I,
everything?
I can't. I injured my shoulder.
No, I can't, dude. I work through injuries every
No,
single day.
this one's really bad. This is a really bad injury I have right now.
Well, can you still run and walk
Yeah,
and move?
I'm still walking and all that stuff. I'm walking every day.
Yeah,
Um,
so you
but
can
I
do
just
some stuff still then.
yeah, I'm still doing some stuff. I just can't do any upper body, any weights, nothing like that. So
And your shoulder still is that big of a problem.
oh yeah, it's really bad. Even my wife, she's a nurse, so she told me it could be. I have to still go see a doctor, but
Is she an RA?
she went to school for it.
But
She did.
is she literally
Yeah,
certified as an RA?
she's certified. She did the nursing stuff, hated it,
Oh,
and
really?
then she didn't like the politics. So
God, I don't
then
blame her.
yeah, so she
Talk about lib central. Like you, I can't even stand going to my own doctor. I'm surrounded by a bunch of like libtards. I don't care who's in the audience. If you're offended, sorry, but it just is. People are still wearing goddamn masks on their face. It's like, it's time to update your software, people.
yeah
So I
anyway
don't blame her.
she told me it could be like a she told me what it was. It was like a rotary crap. I forgot what it was exactly. She said, but she
Your
said for
your your rotary cuff.
yeah, that's what it is. And she
Yeah.
said that because I can't, if you see me on screen, you see my left arm, I can lift
Yeah.
it up. It's kind of hard to see because of
No, we can see it. I mean, I
okay.
can see it. Yeah.
So I lift it up. I
Yeah.
can't do that on my right arm. My right
Really?
arm.
Like
I'm
what's
not
your
gonna,
range of mobility on your right arm?
I'm not gonna use it right now because it's painful. I'm only gonna show my left arm. But basically, I can move it up like about top of my head, and that's it. It can't go
Wow.
any higher. And it feels like a rubber band, where like it's stiff. I can't move up higher, and if I try, it is beyond painful.
Wow.
Also, yeah, it's really bad. It's gotten worse, and I try not to use
Dude,
it.
that sucks.
Yeah. And then she said the only way it can be so she says they're gonna have to do a scan.
Yeah.
And then she said that she thinks that basically from what she's seen, because she's having me do like different like exercises
Yeah.
to see what it is and or what to make an educated guess. And then she said there's a high possibility the only way to get it fixed is surgery.
I am not a fan of surgery.
Yeah, near mine. So I'm trying to. I've done it. I wore like a sling, so I don't mess with it. But it doesn't matter what I do, it just keeps getting worse.
Wow, that
So
sucks, dude.
yeah, so this is what I mean. That it's not that I don't want to do it. Actually, I wanted to, and I actually was doing it. Just so you know, that book that I got,
Yeah.
I was doing the exercises, but then in the while doing the exercises, I messed up my shoulder again. But that shoulder, I had a shoulder injury like 2 years ago, and I thought it was healed, but I guess it was never healed. So, anyways, moving back on, we have tons of comments. I'm gonna
All
go through.
right. You can start working through them.
And we've also got some
I
people.
feel your
Okay.
pain though, brother.
Yeah. So yeah, trust me. If I sometimes I wish someone just cut off my arm.
That
So
sucks.
it is really painful. Last but not least, I'll wake up in the middle of the night sweating, and in throbbing pain, and it has
Wow.
nothing to do about it. The pain comes and goes. So
Wow, that's
by the way,
agonizing, man.
yeah. But anyways, moving on. I won't talk about it anymore. I don't want to bore the chat. So.
Well, just so you know, I'm not bored, but go on.
I know. All right, so
Comments? You
yeah,
gonna blaze through some of these comments?
yeah. Okay, here we go. So
I'm reading through them, and some of them are funny.
yeah, I'll start from here.
Aspartamine is used on dead people. I'm not sure what that means, but I can believe it. Hola, buen temo hoy. I was listening offline earlier. What does that mean exactly? I know it means hi, good, something.
Tema is subject.
What?
Subject. Like
What subject?
the subject we're talking about. He says that.
Okay, but translate. What does that mean? Hola is hi.
Yeah.
So good subject.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or topic. Sorry. Not subject,
tema hoy.
Tema
hoy.
is topic, not subject.
Okay.
So good topic.
Dos segundos.
I was listening off.
Welcome back.
Okay. Obviously, yeah.
Update your programming. Yeah, you need to update your software, people. I mean, it's like literally today I went and picked up a prescription at CVS, and the dipshit behind the counter is wearing a goddamn mask. It's like, dude, I just wanted to bitch slap him.
Well, you're in California, so that's expected.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see that where you're
No,
at all.
no.
Oh my
It
God, I
is well.
can't. Like, I
It's,
go to the doctors. I went to the dermatologist this last week. It's like every other nurse in there, or whatever they're called them, assistants, is wearing a goddamn mask. It's like, oh my gosh, people, seriously?
I saw. Actually, I lied. So they do have them here, but they're ultra rare, and it depends where you're at. So obviously, the bluer the area is, the
Yeah.
more people with mask, and then the redder the area is. In fact, if you wear a mask in the red area here, you
Yeah,
probably get
like
your
me, you're gonna piss me off.
well, you get your ass kicked. People make fun of you. So, um,
It is hard for me. I just realize it's, me saying something to them is not going to make a difference in the world. It's probably going to force them to double down and be even more obstinate as far as wearing it. So I just don't even say anything. But my gosh, I just like want to rip their head off and bounce it off the pavement.
yeah, I saw somebody wearing. Well, I was trying to say is I was washing my car, and I was there was a guy wearing a mask, but it's just weird because he had a mask on, but like they cover their mouth, but they don't cover their nose.
I
You know,
know.
it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Like
I know. And
I
so I see this at the gym. They
yeah,
come to the gym with the mask on and they're doing cardio. They're on a cardio machine, like an elliptical, a stair climber, whatever. They've got their stupid mask on, but they have it dropped down so they can breathe through their nose. And I'm just
yeah,
saying, oh my gosh, like that is a special kind of stupidity. Sorry, people, but
yeah.
like seriously, like step out of the herd, man. Like, oh my gosh.
Anyways,
Mr. B, definitely agreed, Darren. I think we're in good company tonight. Sugar, no fat, no protein. Oh, so it's a complete opposite, Mark. You're literally eating. I know you're being sarcastic. So it's nothing but sugar. So, well, you tell us how that works out for you, by the way. Same LOL, Nightbot. Sean, is it calcification? I don't know. Could be. Do
I
you
don't
know
know
what
what it
that is,
is.
Sean?
No, and I don't know what it is.
What's that?
I don't know what my injury is.
But
Like
do you know what calcification is?
no.
I think base and Umberto can correct me. It's where the calcium builds up on the bones,
Oh,
and
okay.
so things start cracking, and they don't move like they should on the normal, because you've got different materials inside. You got ligaments, you've got the pads, like
Yeah.
the
Well,
what's
Crystal explained to me what she thinks it is. She thinks something inside got torn,
yeah.
like not like really bad torn, and basically my bones are like they're they're. What did she explained to me somehow? I don't
See,
remember.
there's you in your shoulder. You have this thing called a bursa, also, which is why you have this thing called bursitis.
Yeah,
So the bursa, which is a type of pad, and maybe it's a type of lubricant, but it's in between the bones and allows your movement to be smooth. And so there's a lot. I mean, it's a complex area. This
yeah.
area of your shoulder, it
I
really
remember
is.
you.
I
I
mean,
remember you
my
told me
left
that.
shoulder's jacked up, but I do these exercises that's
Yeah,
really helped.
yeah. I in the past because I this is not the first time I had the injury. In the
Yeah,
past, I had it, but it wasn't as bad. And I remember I started doing exercises that I saw online,
yeah,
and eventually it went away.
I know.
But then I started to work out again. I wasn't working out heavily; I was just doing light stuff.
Yeah,
And then I started pushing myself because that's what you're supposed to do. Like like once it becomes easier, you do more.
right. Yeah.
And but I think I overdid it, and I was
Damn,
fine. It
I
was the
hate
next day when I woke up that I was in horrible pain. So
that
it was,
sucks.
and that's when it started. And I thought it would go. I started doing the exercise again, but I couldn't because I couldn't move my arm. So, anyways, I can
Yeah,
use it right now, but even right now, like even I'm right-handed and I have my hand on the mouse, I can't
yeah,
leave it there because I leave it on too long. It hurts my shoulder. So I have to. It's like yeah. So I've become a lefty.
yeah,
I use my left hand a lot now. So
yeah,
sometimes like because I've been using my right arm for 45 years that I forget that I have an injury. So I'll reach out with something in my arm like I'm in pain.
yeah. I
Um,
know that sensation.
yeah, you just have to train yourself to use your left arm.
I
So
mean, honestly, you're describing much of my career as detailing, because my problem was tendonitis in my elbows, and it became so extreme that I would literally have to, and this was over 10 years ago to
Yeah.
what you would call being ambidextrous. So I had to learn how to do everything with my left hand versus my right. So cleaning windows, as we were
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
washing, drying, clay barring, everything I had to do with my left hand. And it's just agonizing because you're just not equipped. You're not, you know what the most agonizing thing is to do is to try to brush your teeth.
Oh yeah.
And I don't mean with an electric toothbrush, but I mean an
Yeah.
old school toothbrush. Try to brush your teeth with your non dominant arm, and it will
Right.
drive you ape shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I know this feeling. All right. So let's go to comments here.
What's scary is the majority of people will do whatever the TV says. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
herd mentality, man.
Yeah.
Mass consciousness.
Yeah.
Totally against it. The emotional psychological triggers is that they say it's for your safety. Yep. Yep. All in the name of public safety and your safety. He said, nice topic today. Right. Save your grandma, right? Get vaccinated.
Mm.
Ooh, I just said the V word.
Mm.
LOL, Nightbot. Come get your 15th booster. I know.
Mm.
It's just insanity. In fact, I was just watching a video on this from my experts. I call them my experts, and they are industry experts. So, despite all this bullshit that we lived through with the COVID, that's still the protocol as a nation is that you have to get vaccinated as a child. Like your newborn children still have to get, it's still on the protocol as to what doctors have to follow. And I'm thinking, this is insanity. Like clearly we did not learn anything from that debacle called the lockdowns and being lied to by politicians and the media and the pharmaceutical companies. They all lied,
Mm. Actually,
lying
this
rat
comment is hilarious.
bastards.
I got a funny comment about this, but read it first, Darren.
Or they're I know, seriously, they're in their own car. I've seen people literally doubled and tripled up on masks in their own goddamn car. And it's like, what the F? Like, seriously, you are once again, you are a special kind of stupid. Like, there just isn't a word that really does that justice that exists in the English language, just how like insane and stupid that person must be.
I was like, I gotta find something that I saw that you're gonna like. Oh yeah, here it is. Uh,
Can't wait.
yeah, I bet you're gonna like this.
Wait for it. Are you putting it up on the screen as
Yep.
far as your
Yep.
screen?
I'm gonna put it right now. 1 second. There we go. I actually saw this here a while back.
The moron. It's like, I mean, this moron. Why? Yeah, that is funny. I
And
wonder
it's
if
like,
he's got an ashtray mounted to his handlebars also.
well, it's just funny because like he's not wearing a helmet, but he's wearing a mask.
There's so many things wrong with this picture.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, like if you're worrying about your safety, you're more likely to die from your head getting split up than than anything
Than
else.
some
So,
virus. I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Like,
So,
yeah, there's so many things wrong.
um, okay.
Those people are too far gone, like NPCs. That's the updated version of the herd mentality, right? And the
Yeah.
non-player or the non-player character. Or what's the other term that gosh, there's a meme. And I was trying to remember this the other day. And not and I don't know, maybe is NPCs. I think there's another term that's just talking about the stupid mindless person that just follows the group. Can you think of that? I guess you don't know what meme I'm talking about, Sean. It's literally a line drawing, and the guy looks like he's, I don't know, it's kind of scary looking, really, for a cartoon.
I don't know.
But, oh, there's a term, and I can't think of what it's called right now. Anyhow, I have my hardware updated. Oh, good. I have a tattoo on my lower back that says X.
Mm,
Well, good for you, Umberto. I don't hang out in any setting that would require a tattoo on my backside that says exit only. on a Harley Davidson, which it probably is a Harley. I can't really tell from this picture. I know, but look how woke Harley Davidson went till they got decimated by their um their base
They're
of
fans, yeah,
consumers.
yeah.
I mean, I saw a video on YouTube about that story. The moron, the CEO, I think he's from another country. Anyhow, any other comments?
Yeah,
Pass or
read the comment right there on the screen.
well, that's what I was commenting about on a Harley Davidson WTF.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my point. Like, yeah, that's what my point. There's so many things wrong with that picture. Normies, that's what I'm looking for. Yes, thank you, Mark. Normies. In fact, Sean, do a search on your computer and just type in normie meme and click on the pictures. And I want to see the picture I was envisioning in my head. Normie meme. I'm not seeing it. Scroll down. It's literally just a line drawing. Oh, there it is. You see that? Um, you see where the frog's head is? If you go to now, you lost it. Scroll. Yeah, there we go. You see the frog's head?
Yeah.
Okay, one over. Yes. That's the picture I'm talking about right there. Normie. I mean that the person looks deformed, really, but it's just creepy looking, which is very apropos for a normie, which is they're bottom feeders, like they're what's the other terms? They're mouth breathing, toe walking normies. Do you know what toe walkers are, Sean?
No.
Do you know what mouth breathers are?
It sounds familiar, but no.
Okay. I mean, you can look it up on your spare time. I guarantee Umberto would or Mark would know what those terms mean. I mean, it's really just a normie in
Yeah.
simple terms, just a normie. Challenge people that have no mind of their own, no deliberate. Yeah, they're just followers. Avoid normies, NPCs, be based. Maybe he rides with his mouth open, so using the mask not to eat bugs. Yeah, maybe. I mean, you never know. Doctors nowadays just want to poke your behind. Yep. Bottom feeder's been a minute since I've heard that one. Yep. Actually, bottom feeders is usually, I reserve those for people like attorneys or realtors or other vocations that are part of a stereotype.
Yeah, that's it. I think I'm just gonna promote my channel and end the stream.
No, that's fine.
My other channel. But
So Sean has a new channel, Party People.
some of them
So
already
tell us
know.
about it.
Some of them already know.
All right.
Let me go back to it.
Flex Funk
Actually,
Repeat.
before we do that, let's go ahead and watch this video real quick. The one I made about you.
Do we have to?
Come
I
on.
look so gay.
That's a point.
I know. So people are gonna wonder. It's like, is Sean like aggressively trying to mock Darren,
No, it was a
or
joke.
what's going on?
It was a request. So I was gonna make it, but Umberto requested it, and so
Yeah.
I made it for him.
Okay, but just don't make us endure the whole 2 minutes.
No.
Like maybe you could just show the highlights of it, the salient points.
Well, it's only a minute long.
Oh.
So the actual video. So I'll just play that. Let's see. Can I make it larger without?
Oh, please, could you make it full screen?
Hold on a second.
We don't want to miss any of the
There we go.
details.
That's
Oh,
what I want to do.
cool.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Sarcasm.
I'll just. Oh, that's why I put Umberto.
What about Umberto? Oh yeah, you mentioned him in it.
You talked over it. Hold on a second.
I don't know what the audience, but I can't hear anything, Sean.
You can't hear anything?
No, it's not transmitting.
Oh, should be.
which kind of makes sense. I don't know, should it? I mean, it's probably coming through your microphone or your headphone, but not ours.
Hmm. Umberto,
So it's just silence.
could you hear it, Umberto, or no?
I don't know why he could.
Well, he's the audience, so maybe the audience can hear, but you can't. Let's see here.
Maybe.
Uh, huh.
What is? Oh,
Oh, wait, I know why. Hold on. Okay. Screen share.
it's muted.
Yeah, yeah. I see it. Can you hear that? No.
I can't hear anything.
Okay. Well, whatever. I guess you guys want to watch it, just go watch the video.
So, but go ahead and tell us about the channel itself.
Yeah. So I'll just go to the channel itself. On. Damn it.
Damn it. Damn it.
It's pretty stupid.
How come I can't tell what the channel's called when I'm looking at? Oh, that's because it's on Shine Like a Pro.
Yeah.
And I suspect that SMP is your initials, correct?
Yep.
What is M? I know you told us once before.
Sean Michael Peterson.
Michael. Dance Night Energy. So, Sean, why is it that you're so? I mean, I know your age, you're mid 40s. Like, why are you so into the 80s music? We've had this talk before. I don't remember what you said.
Yeah, this is not 80s though. So this music is not 80s.
Yeah, but you are so into the 80s, though. Also,
I like all sorts of music. So I like
Okay.
a combination of things, not just one thing. But
synthwave.
Yeah, synthwave is not 80s either. It's
I mean,
a
could you not
combination.
say that the 80s introduced the whole synthwave movement?
Well,
I would say it did.
Electronic music, yeah, but synthwave is a combination of 80s vibe / electronic / retro. So it's a combination of things. But anyways, so this channel I created, you guys, some of you guys have already seen it, some of you guys have not. It's actually growing pretty fast. I started this channel 2 weeks ago. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, and already at 58 subscribers, getting views, blah blah blah. But anyways, you guys want to go check it out? You can. SMP Retro. I upload videos 3 days a week, and I'm gonna be doing live streams 1 day a week. So that's it.
Cool.
So
all right.
So that's it.
Are we gonna end it there?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there because I'm gonna go back to the new channel and work on that. So
you should bounce immediately from here and do a live stream there.
I am.
Okay. So if you guys want to join Sean on his,
but hold on a second. But before you say anything, in this channel, I don't show my face. I just play music.
Oh, really?
So no face.
You
channel.
just play like you don't even talk over it?
No.
Well, why? I guess I don't understand the purpose of having a live stream then.
Well, a live stream is to promote the channel, so you just play your music and people listen to it, like music.
Well, I get that, but that's what they're doing when they're watching your videos. They play your video and they listen to your music.
I understand, but not everyone. Not a live stream is happening 24/7. A video is basically promoted by YouTube.
It's on demand.
Not everybody. When you live stream, you have a higher chance to getting viewers that wouldn't see your video to begin with.
I see.
It's basically like an ad.
So you're pandering to the algorithm.
Well, yeah. Gotta grow the channel. My channel's already growing pretty fast.
Slave to that effing algorithm.
Yep.
All right, Sean. Well, thanks for your efforts tonight, and all you party people. We'll see you in the same bat channel, same bat time next week, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah. See you guys later. Have a good weekend.